are at studio taping, and we're back. Make some calls because we got special guest here today that you know and I know and everybody knows, famous. I am honored to have with me here on studio none other than Mr. Henry Peña from the Oldies. You out there? Make those calls. Mr. Peña, Henry Peña, take it over, sir.
Thank you, Delia. I appreciate that. I've been here since 1963, something like that. And I went to school here. And, of course, I've been on the radio since I was a junior in high school. And I've done some television. You might remember the Pepsi Peña show. And now I still have the SA Oldies radio show. The SA Oldies radio show has really taken off because we have so many baby boomers here in San Antonio that love the oldies. And that's what I do. Now, talking about San Antonio, back in the days when I was in radio, 60 and in the 70s, there was a lot of talent here in San Antonio. There still is. A lot of musicians, a lot of bands that came out of here and toured all over the country. And, of course, talent from everywhere came to San Antonio and, of course, performed right here at the Convention Center and other big venues where we had baile grandes and that kind of thing. And today I'm honored to have a friend of mine that I've known from the early 1970s. And his career is just absolutely brilliant. I'm telling you, it's just fascinating, interesting. And I'm talking about none other than my good friend, Carlos Guzman, who also has a brand new book out. And we're going to talk about that in just a little while. Carlos, how are you, big man?
Henry, good to see you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
I love you.
Well, love you too, and San Antonio loves you too.
Thank
and I
you.
tell you what, let's get started. You know, your career started without music. You weren't in music. You were just a young kid out there in the Rio Grande Valley. And let's start there and your first job, and then we kind of transition into what you were going to do.
Well, my first job was a gasoline attendant. I used to clean cars and gas up the vehicles back in the days. Nowadays, you pump the gas yourself.
No, there's no service now.
No. But I was very good at it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I was proud of my uniform, my cap, and all that. I was 16 years old. And making $18 a week.
Oh, that's top dollar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
And but there was this man that his name was McCoy, Mr. McCoy, and he loved the way I cleaned his cars. His white walls were really white walls. And one day he says, Pancho?
Why do you call you Pancho? Your name's Carlos.
Actually, my name is Margarito.
Right.
Okay. But he called me Pancho because back in the days, to him anyway, all the Mexicans were Pancho, like Pancho Villa. So I says, okay, Mr. McCoy, but call me Maggie. Maggie in Spanish, para Margarito. No, Pancho is good for me. I want to offer you a job. I said, doing what? Optometry, grinding lenses for eyeglasses.
So you went from cleaning cars and detailing cars to grinding lenses
for the
prescriptions.
Yeah. So wow. and I'll teach you the trade, and I'll send you to be certified later on when I know that you can make it. So
I'm sure there was an increase in money.
Well, he offered me a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
So I asked my boss at the gas station, "What do you think, Lino? Get out of here. You're not gonna make any more than what I'm paying you.
There's no future in cleaning windshields, huh?
No, not really. So Mr. McCoy offered me at the beginning something like $40 a week, and I said, "Wow, $40 a week?" So I took the job, and then he trained me well. I learned the trade, and I became. He handed me $200.
Wow!
Can you imagine how much money $200 was?
You hit the lotto.
Yeah,
almost.
And he said, "I want you to go to the uniform shop, because from now on, you're gonna dress up like Dr. Kildare, with a white outfit and this, and a tag that said Guzman."
Wow!
And I threw away my hard toes, boots.
Steel toe boots.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's it. Used to wear in the station. And he said, by the way, throw those things away and buy you some shoes. Okay. So when I came back and I dressed the part, he was freaking out. He said, Pancho, oh, you look great, man. From now on, you work the bench work. You attend all the Mexican people that come from Mexico to the optical place, and you're going to be the front man from now on. I said, wow. Then he upped my pay.
Again.
To $60 a week.
Wow. Very good.
And I told myself, what do I do with so much money? Well, they were building una colonia nueva, subdivision. And the friend that was the developer, he says, Carlos, not that you're making the money, let me build your home from the ground up. I said, what do I know about that? Okay, so I said yes.
$60 a week, they're going to build you a home.
My note was $69 a month on the new home, including the land, the lot. $69.
Wow, fantastic.
Knowing you could do the number. I said, I sell a property nowadays, I'm making $500,000. Anyway, but it was fun because then I started recording just for the heck of it. I did a cover song of a friend of mine that had recorded the song called Hoy que vuelvo. But I said, I've been singing it on the stage on my tour because I was beginning to tour.
Now, who was the band then?
The Cruisers. The Cruisers were the ones that originated with Hoy que vuelvo, which later turned to be Vestida de Blanco.
Okay.
So I do the song and gets on the airwaves and boom.
Okay, so you say you do the song. Why don't we do this? Before we talk about your book and transition to the next group that you sang with, why don't you do a song for us here now? Want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do a song.
Okay, let's go. Carlos Guzman.
A blast from the past.
There you go. Carlos Guzman right here with me, Henry Peña. Thank you so much. Carlos, you're on, big guy.
Thank you. Here we go.
Las horas grises de mi vida triste me están marcando ya un final amargo. Un gran cansancio despedaza mi alma. Me estoy muriendo por quererte tanto. Fue mi desgracia conocerte un día, cuando las fuerzas se me estaban yendo, y a tu cariño me aferré sabiendo que estaba abriendo sin querer mi tumba, y te ofrecí lo que de mí quedaba, y quise amarte como en otros tiempos, pero el invierno que hasta mí llegaba me convenció de mi presente muerto, y todo fue como lo había pensado. Te di mi amor y tú me diste olvido. No pude darte lo que había soñado, porque el cansancio terminó conmigo. Todo fue como lo había pensado. Te di mi amor y tú me diste olvido. No pude darte lo que había soñado, porque el cansancio terminó conmigo. Porque el cansancio terminó conmigo.
One of the real secret gems of San Antonio. We're one of only 2 cities in North America, UNESCO City of Gastronomy.
Food is such a huge part of, I think, all of our cultures.
San Antonio is real in flavors. It's true in its corazón.
We're so proud of the authenticity from all over the world. That to me is exactly what we call melting pot. It's something unique to this place. You don't get it anywhere else.
Why why this book is called Born to Sing.
Oh,
I
my
mean, you're
God.
the man. You're the man. You look great, and of course, back in the days, you were the Mr. Debonair of the Tejano music.
Check out the sideburns.
The sideburns and the hairstyle.
Oh,
Pretty
my
nice.
God.
Born to Sing, Carlos Guzman, a condensed story of a long journey. You've
Yeah.
been at it for a long, long time. And in that journey, you've got yourself a Grammy.
Yeah,
That's, kinda cool.
American Grammy. I was so blessed to have been there at the Grammys 5 times. Only won once. But there was one moment that I did the Grammys, los Grammys Latinos, que en música cristiana, gospel music. And I freaked out because I go there, singers from all over Latin America. And I was one of the finalists. Turns out that the winner was Marcus Witt,
Oh, wow.
which I didn't know who he was. But I was just like, wow, I'm here. And then they called the winner. Then I inquired, who is Marcus Witt? So when they told me, I Googled. My God, he's huge.
Worldwide.
Oh, yes.
He's huge.
So I was just, I wasn't disappointed because I was there with him.
Right.
And he came to me and stretched my hand behind the stage, you know. It's those moments that you treasure, you know.
Sure.
You go back in time. But the other ones, we went to the Grammys various times. And we won a Grammy como las leyendas de la música tejana, which was Freddy Martinez, Sonny Osuna, Agustin Ramirez, and myself.
Okay.
And it was an experience, but things like that you don't forget.
Absolutely. Now, in your journey, of course, early in, you were talking about the cruisers, and then you went to tour with Los Fabulosos Cuatro.
For many years.
Many years. Now, tell me a couple of experiences with Los Fabulosos Cuatro, how you ran the band, where you went to play, were there tours? I mean, what was that
Well,
like?
the Fabulosos Cuatro originally had an accordion player called, his name is, he still lives, Oscar Hernandez, it's a conjunto. And then we did an album that nothing happened. We started touring little to Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and not seeing too much money. I was still working at the optical place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told the guys, I don't think this is for me, you know. So, and everybody thought the same way. And we didn't want to tour because we weren't making any money. So the guys some guy in the band suggested changing the name to Carlos Guzman y su conjunto. Mel Villarreal came on board. He's a great human being as well. And so we did an album. It made little waves. But then we recorded Vestida de Blanco. That was called Hoy que Vuelvo before. We did it. And boom, it hit all over the place. And that's when still didn't know what to do about the optical place or the touring.
Right.
So I chose touring. The old man, they used to call me Pancho, says, you Mexicans are all alike. If we have something good for you and you want to stop working here, I said, Mr. McCoy, I'm sorry, I'm gone. I'm out of here. So I toured, and I told you the story about the Cadillac, right?
Yeah, you know, in other words, he was disappointed you were leaving.
Yeah.
And you left because you thought he had a great career.
Yeah.
And I always say that success is the best revenge. So tell me the story about how you came back to show Mr. McCoy that you made it.
Oh, Mr. McCoy used to go to take care of the customers that were driving big cars like Cadillacs and stuff like that. Well-to-do people from the Rio Grande Valley. He would actually go to the car and fix their shades or whatever, adjusted their frames. And I told him when I left, then I said, Mr. McCoy, I'm leaving. Wish me luck. I said, okay, get out of here. So I remember that moment in time, and then I bought a 1966 Fleetwood Cadillac, jet black.
Brand new.
Brand new, with
Power windows.
power windows and a bar behind and bottles with scotch and water, whatever. And I remember him going to the vehicles to take care of the customers. So I told my promotional lady in the record company, I need to borrow your daughter. I said, what do you want her for? Just to drive my car downtown. Okay, so she turned around the block until there was a space in front of the window, of the door. So he comes to Mr. McCoy. I had to see what the customer needed. And I rolled my window down, and I called him by your first name for the first time. Pates, Pancho, it's you. I said, yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. Where'd you borrow the car from? It's my car. Okay, get in. You want a scotch and water? He loved scotch and water. I said, yeah. Hey, I see you in the news media, the radio plays. I hear your name in the newspaper. You're everywhere. So
it was the right decision.
Yeah.
It was the right decision for you.
So
But you came back and showed him, look, I made it.
Yeah,
That's good.
I call him Pates also.
Pates, oh.
So I tell the people, because the Cadillac, when time went on, I gave the Cadillac to my dad, who was farming as a sharecropper. And my dad didn't know it was a Cadillac. He didn't care. It was a car. He put a trailer hitch on the Cadillac and was hauling cotton to the gin, pulling the trailers of cotton.
He said, Dad, what are you doing, Dad? Give me a break. You know?
I don't know. He didn't care.
Yeah.
And my dad was a great guy, you know.
Fantastic.
So,
great story there.
Yeah.
Let's do another song.
Sure.
And Carlos Guzman, what a great guy and awesome. Man, I tell you, a great singer. And of course, I've known Carlos for decades now. This is his brand new book called Born to Sing, Carlos Guzman. And of course, he's a Grammy Award winner. You should pick it up, look for it. But right now, we got him in the studio right here in San Antonio to sing us another song.
Thank you. Here we go.
Tú eres la tristeza de mis ojos que lloran en silencio por tu amor. Me miro en el espejo y veo en mi rostro lo tanto que he sufrido por tu adiós. Obligo a que te olvide el pensamiento, pues siempre estoy pensando en el ayer. Prefiero estar dormido que despierto, de tanto que me duele que no estés. Como quisiera que tú vivieras, que tus ojitos jamás se hubieran cerrado nunca y estar mirándolos, amor eterno e inolvidable. Tarde o temprano estaré contigo para seguir amándonos. Yo he sufrido tanto por tu ausencia, desde ese día hasta hoy no soy feliz. Aunque tengo tranquila mi conciencia, sé que pude haber yo hecho más por ti. Obscura soledad estoy viviendo, la misma soledad de tu sepulcro. Tú eres el amor del cual yo tengo el más triste recuerdo de Acapulco. Como quisiera que tú vivieras, que tus ojitos jamás se hubieran cerrado nunca y estar mirándolos, amor eterno e inolvidable, tarde o temprano estaré contigo para seguir amándonos. La 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 la, amor eterno, amor eterno.
Sit back and listen to a story. It's one of those one-of-a-kind stories, over 300 years old, and still being written today. It's about a city that has always been and always will be real and true. Two words that fill you up and make you feel alive. They transport you, surprise and delight you, make you stop and wonder, and feel things you haven't felt in a very long time. They guide you to those moments you've been searching for, while creating memories you'll never forget. They are real and true flavors. And the fusion, the culture, and the character, the history and the legacy, the joy and the laughter of San Antonio. A one-of-a-kind, nothing else like it, authentic city. A beautiful melting pot of humanity, where history lives and breathes, and the future shines bright. Aren't you ready for real and true?
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
You know, wow, that's a great song.
I love the
mean,
song.
I
La
could.
escribió Juan Gabriel.
Wow, it's a great song.
When I met Juan Gabriel, we toured together quite a bit, three years in a row. And this is so weird that I tell the story because people don't believe it, but it's me, being honest.
Tell me.
When he boarded the plane in El Paso, he came out of Ciudad Juarez, and he boarded the plane that we were touring. And they leased a plane out of Los Angeles to tour the nation. Él y Lucha Villa, Vicente Fernández, Lola Beltrán, y varios otros.
And Carlos Guzman.
And Carlos Guzman, because my song with Mariachi were big at the time. And so when he come up to the inside the plane, I was sitting in the second or third row, and he looked at me and said, Carlos Guzman. And I'm freaking out. Juan Gabriel knows Carlos Guzman. And I said, yes, sir. Adoro tus canciones, vestía de blanco. And then he took a long time and he sang a song, Cuando tú te me vayas, actually singing the lyrics and the melody to one of my songs. This is Juan Gabriel. So at that point, we sat together and started knowing each other, and we became good friends till he passed away. And in the book hay un retrato, porque cada vez que venía a trabajar al sur de Texas, me hablaba, si tienes nuevos álbums, tráemelos. Y hay un retrato de mi esposa y yo, y Juan Gabriel, cuando estaba muy esfelto y delgadito, him holding the albums que le llevaba a mi esposa a esa noche.
What a great picture.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the melody on that song, you know, San Antonio is absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
And can you imagine just strolling down San Antonio River? with that song in the background.
Man.
Oh, my Lord, that's just fantastic. But, you know, Carlos, you had such a great career. You've been a singer. You've been on radio. You've been on television for many years. And you also are an actor. You were in movies.
Yeah.
How many movies did you do?
8 or 10.
8 or 10 movies?
I did a soap opera at the beginning of my venture in front of the cameras for almost a year in Mexico.
Now, in the soap opera, were you in love? What was your character?
I was the intruder in a marriage.
You're the bad guy.
Hello. Y se llamaba la novela El Intruso.
Oh, I see. So you were
I didn't have the lead, but I was el intruso en un matrimonio.
I see.
Y me matan al salir de una ventanilla de una casa. El esposo me mata con la...
That was the end of the role.
Ahí se murió Carlos Guzmán.
The end of the role right there.
Se me dio Pancho.
All right, man, great. Anyway, you know, this book is only about this thick, and your career is decades and decades and decades.
It could have been like that.
Exactly. Could have been volume 1, volume 2, volume 3.
Yeah.
But you know, the stories in here, and of course the pictures that are in here are just fantastic. It tells a condensed version of your long journey for. Now, what was your favorite? I mean, you know, you were in you did conjunto and you did orchestra. You know, you did the big Tejano orchestra kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, but we were talking, and you said, you know, mariachi was actually something you discovered that you didn't even know it was that big for you, but it was huge.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
This is. I did it for a friend of mine that had cancer, and he was a great composer. Él escribió la canción Llorarás de Javier Solís and many other songs. And we worked together in the office, and un día me dijo, quiero que grabes mis canciones. Le dije, I don't like your songs, Rafa. He said, you're still going to record my songs. So I finished my year in Chicago on a tour, and I wanted to quit again. So I told the guys, you keep the vans and the equipment. I just want a good microphone and go on with your careers. So I went back to my office, not wanting to tour anymore. So Rafael me dijo,
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
You know, you've done that several times.
Sure.
You didn't want to do anything with the cruisers. And okay, you guys going to... Then you stopped with the Fabuloso Squad. You guys, but another deal kept coming at you again, you know, something better, bigger, and all that.
Well,
and here you are, you didn't want to do it anymore, and they're offering you the mariachi gig, and she said, okay, well, then I'll do it. But every time you went back to do it, it got bigger and bigger for you.
And bigger and bigger. And I must say that's the era of the mariachi scene was the best in my career because I made good money and had a good thing going.
And the exposure. I mean, mariachi is all over the world.
It was huge, from the Madison Square Garden to the Hollywood Palladium. I can name you venues that I would never dream of stepping my foot in there. Pero lo curioso es que, did I tell you a story about Rafael having cancer?
You're about to tell me.
Okay. Tenía cáncer en la garganta y le quitaron las cuerdas vocales y hablaba con un aparatito así. Y muy apenas lo entendía. So, cuando vino después de que estuvo en Houston para la cirugía, estaba en su oficina que estaba enseguida de la mía y cruzando el pasillo le dije, Rafa, ¿cuándo regresaste? Me hizo una notita, hoy. Ay, ¿te duele mucho? Un poquito. Entonces digo, empecé a alzarle la voz. Decir, si te ofrece cualquier cosa con la voz fuerte, nomás toca la pared y yo respondo para lo que tú necesites. Y como estaba gritándole yo, y me empecé a ir y toca la pared, pum, pum, pum. Y me regreso. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Se te ofrece algo? Y en un papelito pone una nota. Y yo creo que puedo usar la palabra porque es muy usual la palabra. Me dice la notita, grande las letras. no estoy sordo, pendejo.
Y tú gritándole.
Pues uno tiene la tendencia de que si no hablas también no oyes,
Yes, exactly.
pero no, ese no era el caso, ¿verdad? Me escribí la noticia, me la enseñó así.
So anyway, the mariachi it took off from there, right?
Pero
All
sí,
those songs?
él me mandó a México a grabar 30 temas, most of them eran de él. Y las grabé, vaya, sin querer, pero con el mariachi Vargas, el mariachi México de Pepe Villa y el mariachi Oro y Plata, que era lo máximo en la época. Y los mejores arreglistas, que era Rigoberto Pantoja y Rigoberto Alfaro. Yo no sabía, no conocía a esas gentes. Cuando regreso, sacan las canciones y ¡boom! Y hizo historia y me tocó mucha suerte con las canciones que él escogió para las grabaciones.
Y ahí comenzaste otra vez las giras.
Otra vez.
Pero las giras están más grandes, ¿verdad? They were bigger tours.
Well, era normalmente de un mes, pero trabajábamos, veces trabajamos 2 plazas en el mismo día. Y viajábamos todo Estados Unidos. Yo no sé, fue una experiencia tremenda para mí.
So the mariachi was,
Y después vieron las leyendas,
Yeah,
con
that's right.
Freddy,
You
Agustín, and Sonny.
Yeah.
Otra etapa de nuevo.
That's right.
Después de estar en mi negocio, hice radio y esas cosas, ya no quería saber nada otra vez. Se le ocurre a Freddy Martínez hacer las leyendas production. Me habló a mí, a Sonny
that's where you got the
Osuna.
Grammy, right?
Oh, yes.
That's where you got
Sonny, Agustín, Freddy Martínez y Carlos Guzmán. And we said, we're only going to do your hometown, my hometown in Austin, Agustín, Sonny in San Antonio, y Freddy. Freddy always helped the church in Corpus. We'll do a festival de la church con las leyendas. And that's all the touring we're going to do.
It didn't turn out that way, right?
No.
You went everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well, that's a very unique package.
Oh.
Well, you got Sonny Osuna, Carlos Guzmán, Freddy Martínez, Agustín Ramírez, and sometimes you had Joe Bravo in there.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I love them. I love them all.
And H1 is a different character, a different song, a different style, different personality.
yeah.
And I know them all. I've toured with Sonny, I've toured with Joe, and the late Joe Bravo, of course. And it's an incredible experience to be with them like that. And the music business, it's brutal. It's a brutal business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they get to starting, I'm going to buy me a guitar. I'm going to learn how to play guitar. Okay, so you play it, you practice it. And maybe you'll get good enough to maybe play with somebody else, And then maybe you get good enough to, let's you play the bass, you play the drums or the keyboards, and let's try this, you know what I mean? And then maybe somebody will say, hey, can you play at my quinceañera or something? Well, wow, they're going to pay us, And then maybe you're good enough to somebody at a public dance.
Yeah.
And then, hey, you think we can maybe do a record or something, And then you go in the studio and maybe you're good enough to do it. And it's brutal because then you say, well, nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that no one can calculate to be a number one hit. No one can calculate, well, we're going to tour the country. It just happens. It's a magic that happens because the audience seems to like you. The audience likes your music or what you're writing, and you never know when the next hit is going to be.
Yo nunca tenía la visión de que iba a pegar. Nunca tuve la visión de haber hecho televisión por tantos años. Aquí veían la gente de la comunidad, veían mi programa de televisión, pero se fue ampliando a todo Estados Unidos.
But let me stop you there. But see, Carlos, there's a difference between you and other artists that I've known. Your confidence in what you do.
Pues no, ni eso es, Henry.
No.
Lo mío fue un fenómeno, una cosa que sucedía por la gracia de Dios.
Yes, it's a blessing that you have.
ni lo planeaba. Nothing was planned. It was just happening, you know.
Well, you had a great voice, your great attitude, you know, because you're, sometimes you can be a little arrogant, a little conceited. That's going to hurt you, you know what I'm saying? And you had all the, what I call the it factor. The it factor, you look good, you dress good, you sing great, you know what I mean? And you have a great performance on stage. Just because you can sing, you also need to know how to perform. Yeah. And perform on stage. And all those things, all those qualities came to you, and they became easy for you because it was just natural for you. And a lot of people, you can't force anything in this business, you know.
Yo pienso que cántate a ti mismo. Si tú sabes cantar o crees que sabes cantar, y puedes cantar felicísimo, pero si te cantas a ti mismo, tú te va a gustar, a ti te va a gustar, you know. Yo creo que es la clave, el estar contigo mismo a gusto de lo que estás haciendo.
Yeah.
Go back to Mr. McCoy con Pancho. I was enjoying what I was doing, and I was learning. So Pancho goes to the next step, and I mean, I had radio shows, and what do I know about radio, man? You know.
But you know, it astonished me that you actually tried something and said, okay, enough of that, and then you backtrack, and then they call you back again, and that was a success, and then you backtrack again, and then you come back again, and here you are. How old are you now?
I'm 82.
82 years old. You're still singing, and people just love your voice. It's a tremendous voice, and you're humble, and that's one of the things, one of the qualities I think that the audience
can capture.
Yeah, capture, because they say, this is a real person, and I can communicate with him, and I like his songs and that kind of thing. Talking about songs, do another one for me before we get out of here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I listen, this song, I had the good fortune of you, Henry Peña, bringing me to San Antonio. How long has it been? 2 years?
3 years.
3 years,
Yeah.
3 years. No, por allá, por ahí andas, pero yo siempre platico la historia porque creo que vale la pena platicarla. Fue una experiencia muy especial, porque al principio del COVID murió la hija mayor mía, que no pudimos verla en el hospital porque they wouldn't allow you to go to the hospital, and also the mortuary, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
But you know, Carlos, a lot of people went through that.
Oh, yes.
During the COVID.
Yes.
You know, you have loved ones that are hurting, and they can't. You can't even see them at the hospital. And then when they passed on by themselves, and then they go to, you want to honor them and express your condolences and your sympathies at the funeral home. You can't even go there. Yeah. You know, this COVID thing was just a nightmare for everybody. We never thought we could be able to withstand 2 years of this thing.
Yeah.
But the American people, we are resilient people, and we made it through that. And that brings me back to the conversation that you and I had.
Yeah, so you called me to come and do uno de tus shows aquí en San Antonio.
The SA Oldies.
And I told you, SA Oldies, ¿verdad?
Yeah, the SA Oldies Breakfast.
And te dije que no porque whatever reason, pero yo sabía mi razón. Y tú me insististe que viniera para San Antonio, porque I had suffered right after my daughter's issue del COVID, o eso que pasó, que murió, me pegó un stroke.
Wow.
That impaired me from walking and being able to speak. So I went through an ordeal like no idea, never knew what was going on. And my son and my wife were so supportive. Me compraron hasta bubble gum. I said, why did you bring me bubble gum? Because un terapista dijo que el bubble gum es bueno para la quijada, para que you chew the gum and then you do bubbles, así. And it helps the jaw, porque estaba un lado caído.
Oh, I see. You had a stroke.
Sí.
The stroke, yeah.
And yo creo que empezó a funcionar porque de repente me empecé a mejorar y mi hijo terco con ejercicios daily. To this day, I got habitually involved with workouts, and I do stretches, crunches, this and that, at least 4 or 5 times a day. Me acuesto en la carpeta y boom, vaya. And
Then
I
the phone,
guess,
the phone call came, and you told me you
yeah,
couldn't
Henry
make it.
Peña calls, y terco, no vente cuñado, me. So I came and I sang, I think it was 3 songs. And you had a big part in motivating me to do this singing again. And I've been doing quite a bit of singing since then. So this is the song that I sang at your breakfast.
Yeah, at the breakfast.
Okay. So, are you ready with the sound?
Let's do it now. Carlos Guzman,
En las alas.
right here for you.
What do you got? Oh, okay. Well, let's rewind. Keep that thought in mind. What, can you switch? No, you can't. Okay. I'm talking to the engineer, by the way. So I'm going to do Vestida Blanco
Okay,
first, and
okay.
then we'll do
This
the
is
song.
your signature song.
My signature song.
That's
Yes.
right. The signature song. I took them all over the world, all over the country, and everybody knows when you say Vestida Blanco, you have to say Carlos Guzman with it. So let's start the song.
Here we go.
Here he is now.
Hace tiempo yo me fui para olvidarte. Te dejé sin saber que me querías. Y hoy que vuelvo a implorar por tu cariño, vestida de blanco, te encuentro hincada en el altar. Yo nunca lloré por ningún querer, pero hoy que regreso comprendo mi error, y hoy que vuelvo a implorar por tu cariño, vestida de blanco, te encuentro hincada en el altar. Yo nunca lloré por ningún querer, pero hoy que regreso comprendo mi error, y hoy que vuelvo a implorar por tu cariño, vestida de blanco, te encuentro hincada en el altar.
great song, Vestida de Blanco. Took you all over the world with that thing. You know, when people listen to that song, Vestida de Blanco, they have to say Carlos Guzman because you're the man on that.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I was looking through this book, and most of the pictures in here are of you.
No, they're not. Come on, Henry.
You handsome devil, you, man. You know you're on your, there's one, there's another one.
But I have so many great. Back in the days, there was no cell phone.
Yeah, I know. We didn't have any.
You had to stop at a convenience store to buy a $5 camera. And I felt like I was imposing with my friend artists that if I bought a camera and said, hey, Chente, can I take a picture of you? Or Alberto.
You know why? You know why? Because that was our job.
What?
And you get up every day and you just go to work. And you don't take a picture because you do this.
Exactly.
You do it every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to document anything because I'll get up tomorrow and do the same thing again. So we didn't document the way we should have.
There you go.
And here we are. The pictures that are here are treasures because you're lucky.
This is Anthony Quinn's son is worked with me in a film, Francesco Quinn. Who can say that? I can say that. You know that movie that Francesco Quinn was involved with us in the film? I got a little role for Agustin Ramirez, and I got a role for Sonny Osuna in the film. It's called Broken Promise. Aaron Moran was in the film, and from the old Happy Days. And Agustin called me a couple of days ago, ¿verdad? Carlos, perdí la película que me mandaste. Así habla. Perdí la película que me regalaste, donde salí yo de malo.
So he had a line.
I'm sorry that I've been imitating the way he talks, but that's the way he talks.
You know, the screenwriter had lines written for Agustin Ramirez.
No, yeah. And all he said was a bad word, and he was a drug dealer in the movie. Agustin.
And then Sonny Osuna was a priest.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
and the guy that wrote the script made sure that there was a line there in this dialogue. He was touching the.
Yeah, describe the scene.
The scene is this guitar player, wannabe singer, who was the leading actor in the film, was crying in front of the church and threw away the guitar and was talking to God. God, why me?
And Sonny's a priest.
And Juan is looking at him when he was crying. So he approached him and held his back on his shoulder, and he says something like, "Son, what's bothering you? Talk to me." And
of course, that's the song that took Sonny Osuna to Dick Clark's American Bandstand.
The signature song that Sonny was "Talk to Me."
Oh, that's great.
So the writers, I made sure that the son. Talk to me. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Right,
I didn't know that either. Here lately, he told me I had to write the line on the script. You know?
It was great. That's pretty clever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's fantastic. One of the movies that Carlos Guzman is in, of course, he's been singing all over the world, and I'm glad that you're back again singing because people love you. You know, a little while ago we did the SA Oldies Breakfast. Oh. We had over 200 people there, and I tell you what, it was phenomenal. They loved you down there, and they just autographs, pictures with you and all that. You're still a very significant in our industry and entertainment industry. We look more, and not only that, your son sings. And your grandson sings. We've got to bring them on one of these days. And put them on.
Yeah, we will.
All right, let's do this song before we run out of time here.
Got it.
Okay, I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Carlos Guzman.
Yeah.
Here you go.
En las alas de una paloma, Cristo llegó. Fue su padre quien le dijo: anda y diles quién soy yo. Es mejor que me obedezcan y se quiten de maldad, que conmigo tendrán todo, pues mi gloria es la verdad. En las alas de una paloma, Cristo de nuevo llegó. En las alas de una paloma, con su espíritu que prometió. De una paloma, Cristo apareció, y en el agua del bautismo vida eterna les ofreció. El que tome de esta agua ya no tendrá sed jamás, y su vida de pecado mi Padre la borrará. En las alas de una paloma, Cristo de nuevo llegó. En las alas de una paloma, con su espíritu que prometió. En las alas de una paloma, Cristo de nuevo llegó. En las alas de una paloma, con su espíritu que prometió.
San Antonio was awesome.
It was the best vacation ever.
We went to the zoo.
I love the rhinos, they're just so cool.
I love the dolphins. They're so fun and playful.
And the stingrays was unbelievable.
Felt like a real place with real memories for a family to have for the rest of our lives.
And I love coming to San Antonio with my family.
One of the real secret gems of San Antonio. We're one of only 2 cities in North America, UNESCO City of Gastronomy.
Food is such a huge part of, I think, all of our cultures.
San Antonio is real in flavors. It's true in its corazón.
We're so proud of the authenticity from all over the world. That to me is exactly what we call melting pot. It's something unique to this place. You don't get it anywhere else.
It's fantastic. And the wings of a dove, right? Las alas
Yeah.
de una paloma. Fantastic.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Beautiful
you.
song, and I know.
Hey, I want to really, really thank you for inviting me here back to San Antonio. Beautiful people. The gathering this morning were awesome. People were crying with me. I was crying with them. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was. I really. I'm going back home with such joy, mucha alegría.
Well, you know, Carlos, that's called value, and you're valuable to the industry. You're valuable to them because you connect with the music and you connect with the songs. It tells a story. And not only that, when you sing it, they feel it, and that's the deal. You got to make a connection. You just can't listen to music. You have to make a connection. Anyway, in this book here, again, Born to Sing with Carlos Guzman. If you get a chance to get it, I'm going to name some of the people you're with here. The legends. You're at Bally's. You're with here. Lalo Gonzalez at Piporro, and then there's some people in here that are.
This is Shakira when you started.
Yeah, Shakira is right there. The Lonely Boys.
Ah, yeah, good friend.
Boys are in there.
Yeah.
And then of course, let's see here, some other gentlemen that I saw.
Tito Puentes.
Tito Puentes in there, right there, and
Puff Daddy.
Freddie Martinez, Puff Daddy, and all Flaco Jimenez. And it just goes
Celia
on.
Cruz.
Celia Cruz is in there. Marcos Witt right there, your buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Ramon Ayala. All these great names in the music industry that you've been affiliated with. What a journey it is.
Yeah.
And what a pleasure to have you here in San Antonio. I'm glad that you and I are still doing this because we met many decades ago.
Pepsi Peña show.
Yeah, and it's gotten better and better for us. I really enjoy what I'm doing, especially with all my friends that I've known through the years. I like to promote, new talent also,
Sure.
of course. That's what I like to do. That's my favorite thing to do. But I like to talk to people like you because we have history, we have equity, and we have a great time reminiscing about the stories that we did. And all the places that we
definitely.
went. It's fantastic. So what's next for you? What's happening?
I've got a few things. I'm looking to doing a series of casino, a sitting audience, not thousands, but
A little story, a little song. Little
yeah,
that kind of thing.
storytelling and singing, a sitting audience,
Right.
and 900, 1,000 capacity. But that's a fun thing for me because people want to hear something about your journey,
Something they didn't know.
Yeah, and I choose the songs according to the La Época, and showcase them, the
There you
songs.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I really want to thank you for coming on the show today, and I appreciate Delia inviting me here today. It's been fun. So just a little reminder for everybody here in San Antonio, still active in radio. I'm on KEDA Radio every Sunday afternoon from 3 to 6 with a program called Tejano Soul Radio Show. And, of course, you can listen to it 24/7 on TejanoSoulRadioshow.com. And then at 6 o'clock, the world changes on KEDA Radio because it goes from Lara Conjunto to Nothing But Oldies. The SA Oldies radio show comes on at 6 o'clock from 6 to 9 o'clock every Sunday. Of course, you can listen to that worldwide 24/7 on saoldies.com. And of course, KEDA has been wonderful with us, Jerry Benavides, and giving me complete latitude to do whatever we want to do. We promote the SA Oldies Breakfast the first Thursday of every month. We have the super dances about every 2 or 3 months. Then I've got some other dances here in San Antonio. And it's all for what I call the San Antonio's oldest teenagers because
They refuse
to grow up, including myself. So anyway, I love them, and thank you. If you're listening to us now, be sure and watch the show again. Like and share. Tell your friends about it. And be sure and, we'll have other shows here and other guests. We'll talk about the entertainment industry and, of course, their history and their music and their songs. Once again, my friend.
I love you, man.
Thank you so much. I love you too, big guy.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Henry Pena signing off on this show right here. Again, thank you so much. Tell your friends about us. We're right here in San Antonio TV, and we'll do it again with some other guests and all that. Until then, take care, and thank you so much for watching us today. I appreciate it. Henry Pena signing off. Thanks.
Aquí estoy en la taberna de mi barrio más querido, platicando yo solito y tomándome un mezcal, recordando aquel cariño que yo tuve desde niño, pero hoy que se ha perdido, yo no sé por dónde va. Y yo sufriendo penas en la taberna por sus amores.